in the meantime, we have to do the newspapers. Being joined by Gifty and Apia, and we'll bring you all the latest as to which of the newspapers have which of the stories as well. And then, well, we'll look at others. So, Gifty, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, Roland. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Which of the newspapers are you doing, Gifty?
Okay, so let's see what I have. I think I have the Ghanaian Times newspaper. I have the Dispatch as well. Yeah, maybe I can just start off with the Ghanaian Times newspaper. May I?
Yes, please, Gifty. Please do.
All right. So the Ghanaian Times newspaper, banner headline. Don't know why I'm mixing up my words in my head. Anyway, banner headline: Western region gets 60 million. That should be euro. Is it 60 million euro waste treatment plant to serve 2 million people, also provide 1,500 jobs. That's a banner headline. It comes with a picture of President Akufo-Addo and, with some of the leadership of the Western region, I believe, cutting the sword there. Yeah, there you have it. That newspaper is right there on your screen. And NLA targets 30 million revenue from digital lottery. That story is on page 14 of the daily Ghanaian Times. And on top of that, you have CRI pushes for 1 meal a day policy for schools, page 11. That's Bright Appears. It's been trending since yesterday, I guess. So that's the child rights advocates there asking for a meal per day for schools. And then Second Lady launches 5.3 million soft loan scheme for young women entrepreneurs. This is what you have on the front page of the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Back page of that paper has the story or the details of that story that we have on the front page, which is about President Akufo-Addo's tour of the Western region and what he has started with. So he's been inaugurating the Aboso Community Mining Project. And so you can read that story on the back page of the Ghanaian Times newspaper. And then fire destroys properties at Latebiokoshi. Latebiokoshi. It's a very familiar place, Roland. I've lived there before. The story is by Abigail Arthur and Elsie Commodore. It's a fire that has destroyed some properties there. This is the, that's the Ghanaian Times newspaper there. See, I think I have the Daily Guide as well. Shall I go on?
Yes, please. Gifty, go ahead.
Okay. Banner headline for Daily Guide newspaper. Daily Guide is reporting NPP policies lack sense, says Mahama. Okay. This is a Daily Guide, right? Okay, yeah, it is. Okay. And it comes with a picture of former President John Mahama. Former president, it says, I'm just trying to read the paragraph, the first paragraph. Former President John Dramani Mahama has launched a blistering attack on President Akufo-Addo and President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and his new Patriotic Party administration, saying they are not applying, quote, common sense to planning. Rather, he said when he was in office, he took well, it's a bit difficult to see from here. Maybe Roland can help me. I just got a bit curious about that particular story, so I wanted to take a look at the first paragraph at least and what it says. So former President Mahama is describing the current administration's policies as something that lacks sense. You can take a look at that story, the Daily Guide newspaper. On top of that, President's cut sword for the first.
So what they are quoting here is that Nana Addo Dankwa is saying they are not applying common sense to planning.
Yeah.
I think we played an insert from one of his tour areas in the Volta region. So
okay.
Yeah.
So the former president is touring the Volta region. The current president is touring the Western region. Both stories are right there on the front page of the Daily Guide newspaper. It is curious though that it didn't get the sword cutting was in the banner headline, if you get what I mean. Okay, and then we have President got sword for first ever waste plant in Western region. Stories on page 6, and our roads feely, not green book stuff. Nana is saying that also on page 6. beneath the banner headline, you have stories like MIIF clears air on Ejapa royalties. You know about that controversial deal in Parliament and that conversation that's been going on. Stories on page 6. Baumia throws open challenge to NDC. As Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, story also on page 3. And NLA rakes in 30 million. Yeah, from Lotto. Olan, do you like Lotto?
No.
No, we don't.
I'm not.
Oh,
yeah, sometimes Lotto dear. No way.
Okay. Well, the other.
But I know somebody I'm very close to who likes Lotto though. I know.
Close to who? You or me?
Yeah, very close to me. Who likes Lotto? Stakes it like no one's business.
Oh, wow. I see. Okay. So I'm going to go quickly to the back page of the Daily Guide newspaper. Back page of the Daily Guide newspaper has a picture of President Akufo-Addo. I'm not sure what the story says, but it says football will return soon. President pledges. That's the story there on the back page of the Daily Guide. And then Princess Maidens hit by COVID-19. Oh, really? A lineup of the Black Princess players there for you. It looks like some of them have contracted coronavirus.
Yes, according to the story, they have a number of them who, 2 national team women's, it has confirmed that 7 players of 2 national women's football teams, that Black Maidens and Black Princesses. So they have 7 members in total between the 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then Lazio chief despises Silva and Koeman takes over Barca. So, yeah, that's it for the Daily Guide newspaper. Well, maybe you should jump in there and then I come in.
Okay. So, do you have the Daily Graphic?
The Daily Graphic, I don't think so.
Okay. So, I'd want you to do it, but I'll do the Daily Graphic. So, the Daily Graphic has on the front page, 2020 general election, Electoral Commission can't implement ROPA, story filed by Albert Salia and Emmanuel Ebo-Hoxson. And tells you about what the Electoral Commission can't do and then would not do. But yeah, I know that one person who has been pushing for this alongside many others is Samson Ladi Anyanini. Good morning to you, Samson. Government gives financial support to young female entrepreneurs. The story is on page 16 of the paper, also occupying the front page. Yeah, great prominence, unlike the Daily Guide. This one fully represented. Ifyaku Cement Team recycling plant construction takes off. Front page news straight for recycling. We need to move away from this landfill, and be doing more recycling. And the story again about this recycling plant being managed by the Jospon Group, the Seaway Systems Company Limited. One of the companies also within the Jospon Group. All right. So we have other stories also there. Back page, you take a look at the back page. Maslok disburses loans to poultry farmers in the Ashanti region. Mantrack donates PPE to health institutions and the police. That is also taking some time or space on the back page. Let me do the Daily Statesman has on the front page, major boost for sanitation. President cuts sword for Ghana's first ever waste treatment facilities. Oh, it's not the first one, I know. Okay, so we also have Chief of Staff Akufo-Addo is committed to people with special needs. NLA to grab 30 million Ghana cedis from KGL deal. And we have 32 million euro 100-bed hospital project starts at Shama. These are the revelations coming from what we have within the period as the president is visiting the Western region. MIIF clears the air on approval transactions. We have all these on the front page of the Daily Statesman. Gifty, can you go ahead?
Yes, okay. So I'll continue with the Daily Dispatch newspaper. I have a number of the inside pages of that paper as well. Uncle Ben, it's been a while, Roland, since we had him on the show, Good morning to him.
Yeah, but I think we have to tell Derek Akosam, he's a lead producer.
Yeah. Yeah,
to bring
okay.
it back.
So tell you what he's reporting. He's made, of course, the cutting sword for the waste treatment facility a banner headline. So Akufo-Addo cut sword for waste treatment facility in Sekuni Takrade or Sekuni Takrade. A story is on page 12. Comes with a picture of president doing his thing. And then Ghanaian government harassing Nigerian retailers for 2020 electoral gains. That's according to the Nigerian foreign minister. Story is on page 11, and it comes with a picture of President Akufo-Addo and President Buhari of Nigeria. So let me take you through a bit more of the papers, the inside pages of the Daily Dispatch newspaper before we get to the back page. Okay, so I have here, from revolution to constitutionalism, PNDC era to Fourth Republic. It has some analysis there, and there's a picture of former President Rawlings, and then I think this one is more like an advert of former President John Dramani Mahama. They are launching Standing with JDM, to be launched on August 28th. So you can take a look at the analysis that the paper makes about Ghana's movement from the revolution to the constitutionalism era, the Fourth Republic. It's done some analysis there. You can take a look at it if you're interested. And the NLA's collaboration with KGL Technology to fetch them 30 million. A story you just mentioned. The details are there on the, I think, page 11 of the Daily Dispatch. And Ghanaian government harassing Nigerians. There's a picture of the Nigerian foreign minister, Geoffrey Onyema, there, who is saying that. And then 2020 polls, NPP poised to win massively, if you like, in Donald Trump's way, bigly in Greater Accra region, as according to Ishmael Ashite. And let me finish up with the back page of the Daily Dispatch. Back page, Daily Dispatch, President Akufo-Addo cuts also. It gives you some more pictures of that sword cutting ceremony yesterday in Takrade. And then the details of the story itself also on that back page. So, Roland, that will be it for me. Dispatch, Daily Guide, Ghanaian Times. Yep.
All right, so let's go to the National Democrat. The National Democrat has on the front page, nobody more Ghanaian than others. Apede condemns army invasion of Volta. Has an inserted picture of Togbi Apede in a tete-a-tete, according to this caption, with former President John Dramani Mahama, at the former's palace at Ho on Wednesday. Ghanaians will pay back free water and electricity next year. Kwesi Pratt predicts. Well, the reality is that nothing is ever free.
Roland, I'm a bit interested in that story. Can you give us maybe the first paragraph of what's the prediction based on?
Oh, it's about seasoned journalist Kwesi Pratt expressing concerns over, the freebase that the welfare package that the president has been announcing, and predictably saying that next year you will pay for it, either hikes in tariffs or some other way. But I think that everybody should know that nothing is ever free on earth. So if you're enjoying something, it's a relief. That's why it's a relief. It's supposed to cushion you in hard times, and when you recover, you pay back. It's a normal thing.
I guess the perspective to this is that, it also looks like a very nice and fortunate opportunity for the incumbent administration, also because it is seeking another term, to be having the opportunity to be the ones giving Ghanaians that relief. But I'm sure we'll get there when you're done with your papers, Roland.
Well, one of the things that government do is supposed to also provide relief for their welfare, for their vulnerable citizens. But other stories we have, down there we have Bawumia must resign over infrastructure lies and deceit. Inus Afuseni. And Inus Afuseni also appeared on PM Express Wednesday night with Evans Spencer. Again, repeated this, not exactly, but said, so some of the projects, etc. He has some difficulties with either with the numbers, the way the numbers, or perhaps their costs have gone up because time has elapsed. There was a period 2 years he kept arguing where the contract were being audited, etc. Okay.
Roland, I'm a bit, I just wanted to comment on that picture. And there, what's the paper again? Daily Democrat?
National Democrat.
National Democrat. That's a really interesting picture. I was wondering, whoever did that took that photo.
Which one?
Is this one.
The Toby Apede and then Mahama.
Exactly. I mean, it looks very, very interesting with the two people in their face masks, and then there's something about the picture that's pretty striking and interesting. I think the person who took the shots is a very good photojournalist.
Yeah.
You'd want to stop by any day to take a look at this picture. It does speak a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It speaks volumes about the state in which we're in, but also, two great personalities who are conferring on issues. And there's a lot of color too, because it's a traditional event. You're visiting.
It's a very striking photo.
The palace,
it attracts your attention easily.
Beautiful.
But I just wanted to comment on that.
Right. All right. Any of your pick you want us to take a look at?
Well, the cutting of the sword, though, is
which one? There are a lot of sword cutting activities have been undertaken by the president since he went to the Western region.
Oh, you lie. This one that all the newspapers are reporting on. That's the issue.
Or is it the recycling plant?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. What about it?
And maybe I said cutting sword because I wanted to look at it in a very general sense. I used to say that, sometimes you get so frustrated with the democratic process that you feel like the democracy has not really given Africa much. Africa itself has not been allowed to evolve on its own, to naturally evolve the way that other democracies and other developed countries have evolved because of the interruption that colonialism brought to us. So we've not been able to evolve. But the one thing that always comes to mind when I make that statement, that we have not really benefited from democracy, is that if there's any good thing, it is about election years and the things that it brings to the people. So at least we have every 4 years to evaluate somebody, and we have every 4 years to get governments thinking properly, for lack of a better expression. But in that 4 years, you know that at least something good will be done, because the person who is doing it is coming to beg you for another bid. Is coming to beg you to stay in power again. So that's one of the good things. And what we're seeing today, what we're seeing done by President Akufo-Addo is very typical, Roland, of every election year. One sword cutting after the other. They're doing this, they're cutting sword. And I'm just thinking to myself and wondering, why don't we just do this? I mean, not because of re-election. Why don't we just do this? Not because we are in an election year. Because what happens is that you cut the sword. Sometimes you even don't have the money. You've not secured the money for the project, but you want to cut the sword because you want to put it somewhere in your green book. You want to put it somewhere on your achievement website to tell people that we have done this, we have done this, we have done that. Even though if you don't win the election, the next government may come and discontinue. If you win the election, you may come and forget about it and do something else, which we have seen over the years anyway. I'm wondering, can we just not do the right things for people? I mean, be genuinely concerned about people and do these things, not because of elections. But that's wishful thinking, I know. So I'll just keep it as such. I'll just keep it as such. But you see, we're seeing a lot of these things. And I'm hoping that even though it is an electoral cycle, we can do it and get the project to benefit the people. So that's when you shakera, you know what I mean? Like if you don't get anything at all in an election year, you got some development. So that's what I wanted to comment on. And you see all this fanfare, it's something that I also want to comment about. I don't know. But yeah, what I say won't change anything anyway. But I'm wondering the fanfare and the necessity of a fanfare, especially in COVID-19. Of course, people are wearing their masks and everything, but look at the crowd, Roland. That's your crowd right there for you.
COVID-19. I think that, yes, to complement your argument, we can take it from two sides. The other side is about whether we're clearly doing this because of the votes, but also because of the good of the people. And you have to say that we're doing that for the votes, but also we're doing that because the people need some of these infrastructural projects. At the end of the day, it's about contest of ideas and what you think you can do, how well you're able to communicate it. One thing that should not be lost on us is the fact that today, until the time that we have the election on that day, December 7, it's a time for either John Dramani Mahama, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to all lock their horns and try to pitch their message to the ordinary Ghanaian. The point is that we're at this point in time, in our evolution or our development, where compared to the Western countries, they have already far advanced. What they are thinking of is how to manufacture the newest state-of-the-art mobile phones, go to the moon and go to the Mars, or go to Mars, so to speak. We are thinking about how we can get the next road there, or build a new factory.
We can build another KVIP.
Exactly. And that is the state of our development. I'm not saying this because I want us to embrace our situation, but the reality of how we're living, our situation is that this is what it is. So, well, we can choose to say that, well, you're taking advantage of an opportunity because you want to get re-elected. But the reality too is that the people, on the other hand, also need it. In every society, there will be rulership or leaders. And no matter what you think, you're the part of the leaders or you're not. You're part of the ordinary masses. And that's the reality of how we're living and what we're in. Okay?
Well, that's a sad reality. But did you see the video?
Well, you can't. It depends on which part of the political divide you're in, or which side of the developmental paradigm that you support or side with. So you say that maybe it's sad or it's a good reality, you know. So
well, it's as good. Like I'm saying, it's one of the good things about Africa's democracy, about the fact that every now and then you can change the government, so you can give them an opportunity to prove to you. And in the process of proving to you that we are worth your vote, they will do something that will be developmental. They will do something. But I'm saying that, I'm looking at the bigger picture. I'm saying that, you know, if you chop the money some, or you do the work, you see what I mean? So that it doesn't necessarily have to be, it doesn't necessarily have to, Roland, I think there's corruption everywhere, honestly. There's corruption everywhere in these developed countries where they have all the systems, the anti-corruption systems that we don't have, that we compare ourselves to. There's corruption everywhere. People are chopping money everywhere. But I'm saying that in some places, people are chopping the money, but they're also doing the work. So people can actually feel like the taxes I'm paying are helpful. I won't see potholes in my road. You get what I mean? I'm just saying that it's good. It's good. But I'm saying that could we have been a place where we do these things, not necessarily because of the votes? There is no way you will convince me, Roland, that when politicians go, and as a presidential correspondent, I followed the former president around, cutting some of these sorts. So it's not a particular government. This is something that we have seen over the years.
Yes.
So you cannot convince me that you do this genuinely, that the politicians do this genuinely because they care about the people. I will not buy that argument. Honestly, I won't. I think that we know what it is. It is about the elections. It is about the politics. And I'm just saying that it's good. It's good. People need it. It's good. But I'm saying, can we be more concerned, genuinely concerned about people, so that we put some of these things in place for them because they deserve it, because they've given us their mandate, because we're managing the national resources and they deserve to have these. That's all I'm saying. And we'll do it not because it's because it's an election year. We'll do it anyway because the money is available and the people need that development. But do you see the video, Roland? I just wanted to draw your attention to it. Coronavirus. I mean,
yeah, I've seen the crowds. I've seen the crowds, and it's both in the Western region and the Volta region where the opposition leader is also. So, yeah.
So, I mean, this is how I guess it's going to be. We'll be pretending to be wearing our masks and doing coronavirus, observing social.
But Gifty, it's an election year. How else do you want us to conduct elections and the campaign?
It's not about what I want, Roland. It's about what is the right thing to do. It looks obviously like it's out of our hands, but I see we're not testing as much when we started. I mean, we've changed our case definition, we've changed our processes. So a lot of things have changed. So we may not see the numbers, spiking and all of that. But, well, I'm sure God is protecting us. What else can I say?
Amen. Amen. God bless you. God bless you, Gifty, for your prophecy this morning. Now let's go to myjoyonline.com and get the latest update, Gifty. All of us are worried about protocols being maintained, the electioneering and how we can conduct. But one thing that is worrying the Nigerian government is the feud local traders and their citizens especially. And this is well captioned on the page, myjournline.com. Nigerian government announces measures to end retail trade feud with Ghana. All there. We have other stories as well. WAEC also initiates investigations into leaked exams papers. And Gifty, you know this as dominant. We're discussing this on the show this morning.
Yeah, and that's great. We should have that discussion. It actually sounds like a broken record. In my days, apple pie, you know.
I never got one. So I'm wondering.
But it looks like this year's apple has been, you know.
I don't get apple before. I mean, you go hear the rumors, but I mean, I don't get some before. So I wish I go forget.
Roland, really. Anyway.
No, I never, you know.
You never see apple.
I don't see apple.
Oh wow.
Oh, true.
I mean, I think I saw one B, but I'm not sure.
Drop.
You know me, I try to be Holy Ghostous and all of that. So
yeah. You see the apple, but I no drop. Well, so we have to take a break. When we come back, we'll bring you the latest sports headlines. But Gifty and Rapia, thank you. It's been exciting always having you. And tomorrow is the last day of the working week, so we'll have it again. Well, Gifty, Echo has promised to work on your thing for you. I don't know what your thing. We're taking a break. When we come back, we'll bring you things in sports.